Hey, good morning, and how are you guys doing today? I hope amazing. So, today we're going to be writing all of chapter 9, which we got outlined kind of last time. I did a little bit of touch up this morning on what I knew I wanted to get into this one. And then, of course, we'll probably be able to outline most of what we think we want to have happen in chapter 10. I believe space travel wise, we're on like day 2 of space travel. I'm not really sure. I know that we introduced that it was a 3-day trip, basically to the location in which the prison Hulk is located. I do want to make sure that we go over what I want to get into here, and I'm going to get chat up also, by the way. I hope you guys are just rocking it this morning. Super excited about today. Super excited about the weekend, to be honest. I always like the weekend. I think we all do. In fact, I'm pretty sure we all do. Let me get this up. Somehow I tried to go into the wrong thing here. And then we'll just move forward. Okay, got chat up. Hey, good morning, Avalonis. I hope you're doing amazing. Okay, so here's what we got. Let's go over what happened last time. I'll just summarize it. Um, Sam and my mind went blank a little bit. Sam and Kara, I think it is. I'm not really sure. I'll have to have Google say that to me so I know how to actually pronounce the girl's name we that I'm using. But basically, they went and they hooked up in the previous chapter before this. I mean, before that chapter, actually, like chapter 7. And then what happened is in chapter 9, as they were going towards the mess hall, they heard an explosion in the ship. When they got there and the smoke was clearing, of course, um, Ethan was shot Blake a bunch. They saw Trag's body on the ground. Trag's dead, torn to pieces. And then from there, what happened is Sam locked Daniel, who was sending messages somewhere out of the system. He basically executed the crew member because he thought that they had locked him out. And then from there, I would say things got crazy. Mia hit him with some magic, made uh, basically bone thorns come out his skin, put him down. Um, the Daniel guy. And so we wrapped up that with Sam broke into the communications and figured out what they had sent. And so let's see. Akio asked me to find out what they had sent. Tried and try to find out who Daniel had contacted. I moved to the communication station linking into it with a direct connection so I could work faster. Blah, blah. Hey, Nita Freak, I hope you're having a great morning. It took seconds. Basically, he finds out that they're talking to the Alamaniry Empire. He had sent a message to a warship. I don't know if he would actually know it was a warship or not. I'm gonna just leave that there. We'll just say that he did know who clue. I have no idea. It's 5:07, guys, so if I'm a little discombobulated, not shocking. I have been up for a second, but not long enough to be like, whew, spot on coherent. Basically, they had asked if Sam was eliminated, and basically he got back. So the elves are are under the impression that Sam has been eliminated, and then they basically made them think that the door was being breached. Then cut off transmission and made sure they thought it was Daniel. At that point, reading over this to make sure. I kind of needed to review it anyway. I did exactly as he instructed, making sure that Alamaniry thought I had been killed by Ethan, and making sure they thought I was about to be over the. Oh, okay. Thought Daniel was about to be overrun, as the door was being breached before allowing the communications to go dead. So that's where we are on that. Um, Obviously, I'm going to have to do some transition into 9. We're not going to do that this second. I'm going to go over and we're just going to pump out 9. In revision 1, I'll probably make everything flow into each other smoother, which won't be that big of a deal. Let's go over what will happen right here. Lots of blame is going to be on Sam and Kiara. I think that might be Chiara. I have no idea. Sam watched the ship surveillance to see what happened, so we'll explain how Trag got blown up. Daniel is going to be tortured and interrogated by Mia along with the help of, uh, I think that is Chiara, Kyra. I don't know. It's, I'll figure out how to say it properly eventually. Brandon is going to explain the elves and Group X to us. Group X will make up a name for that cult today, obviously. We're going to update on Blake, who got himself shot up. Well, he didn't really get himself. Well, he did. He was trying to shield his brother. In which we're going to find out that Sarah is a magical healer, has magical healing abilities. Akio will then let us in on what the part of the plan is as they all continue towards the location of the prison hulk on the edge of human space and on the border of elven space. And then at that point, we'll try to figure out a little bit of the outline for chapter 10. So that's basically the idea for the day. I mean, I think that's a reasonable amount of, hey, can we get all that done, right? So right off the bat, we know because we're about to introduce that Sarah is magical and is going to be able to heal. I'm going to go back here where everything happened, and we're also we're going to put in that she goes with. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, Ethan fired for the second time into Blake's back as one of the cyborgs quickly pulled his plasma pistol, shooting Ethan in the side of the temple, killing him instantly. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so watch this. Boom, boom. Okay, it looked as if they just came out of the quarters to see what it. Oh, okay. It looked as if they had just came out of their quarters to see what had occurred. Ethan fired a second shot, blah, blah. Hey, Powis 93. I hope you're having a great day. Let's figure out exactly what we're gonna say here, because this is where we're gonna bring. Let's go down to my thing. I am waking up. I'm gonna get some more coffee in me too, by the way. Hope you guys are all having just a frickin' epic morning, by the way. Mine's going pretty good as it just started. I mean, we can't complain, right? Accio, disposable, Trag, Mia, corporate boss, blah blah, telepath. Where is his friends? We haven't even got the Vikings in here yet, you guys. Here's his friends. Zach and Sarah. That's who's coming out. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, boom, boom. At that moment, Zach and Sarah emerged from their quarters. Zach with his light laser pistol in hand, and Sarah with a look of shock and confusion. Before I could even grasp what had happened, the cyborg grabbed Blake and began carrying him to the med bay. Boom. Let's just say let me help and leave it at that. Because then we'll define later on, we'll have the cyborg explain that she's a healer. Okay, so we've got that back done. Sarah's obviously with him. That works out. I think that works out pretty good, right? Everybody agrees? So we have back put that in. Now we are ready. Okay, so I'm obviously going to end out this day somewhere. Let's figure out how we're going to do these paragraphs. Lots of blame. Okay, I did exactly what they instructed, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna send him to see what he can find out. Sam, go check on your friends. That's gonna be better. And see what you can find out, Akio said. Um, do we want to just straight up say before he dies? Boom. I feel that's pretty good. Okay, so that's that paragraph done. So we know that they are definitely going to torture that out of him. Sam, go check on your friends and see what you can find out. I'm going to need Kiara and Mia to help me get what we can find out. Wait. Help. Boom. Help get what we can find out. Daniel, before we dispose of him. Yep, that sounds about right. Hey, hello, Drewin the Mask. How you doing? That sounds close enough to. I mean, I don't really know what somebody would say if they had a psychic and a, you know, person that was going to definitely do some mean stuff. Um, I could tell he was not joking. That is when it became clear. He. Okay, so I think we can get rid of this and just hit it became clear he planned on torturing it out of him. And we'll just say information. As I walked out of the bridge, I could see Daniel still alive in agony. Still, boom. I could see Daniel still alive in agony from the bone thorns protruding from his skin. I feel I'm awesome. Honestly, kicking butt. It's a great morning. I've got coffee here. I need to have much more in me. Hey, Fire Debug, I hope you're also doing great. I hope you guys are all doing just freaking amazing, just to be honest. Okay, so we've got the hey, we've established Maya and them are going to torture him, right? So I'm going to grab this. I think that later on we can discuss it with Sam when Kiara or whatever her name is lets him know what happened. So we've got that. I think we'll throw down some emo stuff here. That's right. I just wrote emo stuff. She's gonna have some emos about the fact that she had to be in there psychic reading him out of Daniel. Okay, I'll go along with that. Okay, now this is where Zach and Oren and them are gonna all freak out on him, right? Let me go back here. Just want to make sure I have everybody. Trag's dead. Oren's gonna still be there. Okay. Let's reorganize these so they're kind of in order. Brandon, Toby, Oren, and Zach. Okay. Okay. And that's probably not the best way to say it, but we'll work on that later on. Let me make sure I still have sound. That's always a good thing to check. Okay. I made my way back to the crew quarters where Brandon, Toby, Orion, and Zach were standing. Trag's body had been moved already, but blood. Oh, let's just go like this. Hey, Rudavo, good morning. I hope you're having a great day also. Blood, let's just say, I don't know what to say about the blood. Maybe I'll just leave it at with that. Trying to figure out how to say this. Okay. I don't even think we need that in there, to be honest. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, boom. Mad Bay. I felt Med Bay is a real word, but I'll go with Medical Bay. Okay, so let's go over this. Zach's look was that of anger. How did this happen, Sam? That would be a comma. You were supposed to be watching them and watching our back. Now Blake's lying in the medical bay and Trag is dead. Ah, boom. So that's good. Uh, mm, trying to think of how we say this. Orion pushed his way between us as if to control the situation. Comma. Look, we don't know what happened, and these things happen. I'm gonna now make sure that he was actually at that conversation, and if not, we're gonna put him there because we need to actually have him be informed. If not, we can just pretend that he heard from other people. We had that conversation back here in chapter probably 7, maybe 6. Oh, maybe before. Okay. Da-da-da. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay, so Orion was there. Hold on, let's make sure. Hold on. I just need to actually find out what happened exactly in this section so we can move Zach around or Orion around to make sure. Bodyguards, Orion face turned. Okay, boom. There's Zach saying that we need to watch out. There's Orion getting up and leaving. Okay, so yep, Orin does know about it. So boom, that all works out, guys. We're good. We're covered on that. Okay. And this is a question mark on this part, right? Dun, 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 dun. Good. Okay. I'm really annoyed that it doesn't want me to say medbay. I feel medbay is proper, guys. And hooking up is probably not the terminology I'm going to use. Let's see. I knew deeply that it was my fault, at least in part. I gathered myself and explained. I'm sorry, this is my fault. I don't feel we need that. Boom. I'm sorry. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'll find out. I made a mistake. I got distracted with Kyra or whatever it is. We had. Oh, we can. To get her something, and we ended up hooking up. Okay. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Big ol' apology, right? Um. Feel we could probably write that a little bit better, honestly. Luckily, we're in draft one, and it'll just get better in revision. Um, but he took the blame on that, right? So let's make Toby mad, right? Boom, boom. Boom. I feel I could put a explanation point on that one, right? So this is your fault. You and Kiara or Kyra, whatever it is, we're busy doing each other instead of watching our backs. You better hope Blake makes it because I'll never forgive you for this if he doesn't. I feel that needs a comma there, but honestly, I'm kind of thinking it almost needs one in both places, but who knows right this second. It's early in the morning to be grammaring, guys. Okay, boom, boom. Lots of blame on them. Well, thank you very much. It is early in the morning, I'm going to tell you. That's what I was thinking too. On top of that, it turns out that the place we're going to publish this to anyway is willing to, if I want to just ask them to do an editing on it on top of my editing. So I'm almost considering that just because I already decided that I was going to have Barnes and Noble do the book cover for this. I'm not doing my own book cover on this. I'm going to just pay Barnes and Noble to do that because why not, right? Um, we'll find out. Toby turned and started walking. I feel that that is. Toby turned and started walking the med bay. Boom. Really? You guys feel med bay is an appropriate way to say it, correct? I'm gonna tell them that this is what we want. Add to personal dictionary med bay. Um, I'm not thinking that that's an issue. So boom, we've got the lots of blame on Sam and Kiara. Right there, that's out of the way. Okay, now we need this is all we need, right? Well, we need a couple things. Yeah, I don't feel it is too shorthand. I feel everybody that's read a sci-fi knows what a med bay is. And I feel once we said medical bay once up here or twice up here and then dropped it to med bay, I feel it shouldn't be an issue. Who knows though, right? We'll find out. We'll find out. Let's get this baby going. I feel we're flying through this thing. So now Sam is going to watch the surveillance. Oh, you know what? Let's add something in here. Watch this. Period. Figure out. Is figure out one word? No. Okay. Okay, we're going to go check on my brother. You need to figure out what happened. Okay, boom, boom. They all left, making their way down the corridor to the med bay. Okay, so that's good. We're done there. So we've got everybody walked off on him. Okay. I had messed up. Trag was dead now. We had been friends for years, and he had been the one who had brought this opportunity to me. Let's break this up into two different sentences, just because. Sometimes my compound sentencing is a little out of control, to be honest. Just he, he had been the one to he had been the one who brought this opportunity. I feel that that should be said better. I'm gonna be honest. Now, who knows what would happen? Okay. Trag had always been a good guy to me, so I made my way to a console so I could find out exactly what had happened. Okay, so now we're at the console. Sam is gonna watch the surveillance. Oh, whoa, that's badly misspelled. Surveillance. Phil, we're probably good right there. I might add more detail into it, but let's go on to the what we're gonna write. It wouldn't seem. Mm, let's rewrite this a little bit. They both took a heavy laser pistol, a stash. Okay, they both took heavy laser pistols from a stash of weapons they had brought on board. Ethan? Device. Okay. And we'll read back through this after I'm done right now. After going over the plan for a last time, they split up. Ethan was to go to my quarters and make sure I was eliminated. If I was there, he was to kill me, then plant the device inside my room to explode and take out whoever found me, causing more of a distraction. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's make sure this found it. Right, hold on. If I was not there, he was to leave the device set to explode. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay. If I was not there. Okay. If I was not there, he was to leave the device set to explode when I arrived back and found it. Staying in the area to make sure the job was finished no matter what. Daniel was to make his way to the ship's bridge and wait to hear the explosion before making his move during the chaos. So he would be able to message the elves. boom, boom. Trag had sadly come to my quarters. I think that's came to my quarters. Let's fix that. Came to my. No, it says come. Okay. Trag had sadly come to my quarters with. Oh, it's past tense. They're right. Came's past tense too. Whatever. We'll just move forward. And planned and a plan to hang out. Right at the moment that Ethan was not paying attention. Oh, I see what I'm missing. Okay, figure out. Boom. Ethan off guard. Okay, the confusion seemed to catch Ethan off guard as he was still scrambling to figure out what had happened as Blake and Toby came out of their quarters. Boom. Blake. Blake, seeing Ethan standing there with a heavy laser pistol, moved to shield his brother right as we arrived. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, so we're good right now with that. Surveillance done. Daniel's being tortured right as we speak. I feel that right now, let's put this part where we find out that Sarah can heal people right here, and we'll allow the emo stuff to be right there. Boom, boom. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, I think that's good. What did we call these up here when we were in this med bay? Because I did establish that we had biopods or some kind of thing up in here when he was up here in the hookup throwdown section. Yeah, right here. What did we say? Medical robot, regen tanks. Okay. Boom, boom. Unconscious. That's a I'm gonna need to get this cyborg's name. You know what I'm saying, guys? Just to be honest, we'll get the cyborg's name. We're gonna make up names for the cyborg by next week. Because eventually one of the cyborgs is probably gonna go down in some kind of epic, I'm a cyborg, fight to the death moment against the elves. I haven't, don't have an exact on that, but let's just be honest. We want some kind of, hey, I went down fighting. That took a second for that to click back on. I don't know what the heck on that. Lick. Really lucky, I think is the word we're going with. But okay, the cyborg stepped forward, saying, "Thankfully, we got him here fast." And Sarah was able to help heal him. I think we can period here anyway. Well, that's kind of awkward right there. Boom, boom. You all are lucky. I think we can just have you are really lucky you brought someone who can use healing magic with you, or he would likely have not held on long enough for the medical nanites to have stabilized him. Okay, that works, right? Everybody comfortable with that? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you know what? Okay, so we're good there. We've just introduced that she can heal people. Did we have it that they were in Ethan's corners? Boom. Okay. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. So here's what we have left. We've established Sarah can heal. That'll be handy later on, I'm sure. Unless Sarah's the one that randomly gets killed. And then if she's just the random next person that dies, we've killed our healer. I'm not going to have Daniel or Brandon explain the elves in this chapter, is what I'm going to say, guys. I'm going to kick the elf explain to here. I think we actually know what we're doing with this next chapter right here. Chapter 10. Yeah, watch this. I've got a plan on how to finish this off. Akio is gonna explain the prison hook thing. Brandon is gonna explain the elves and Group X, or maybe we have time for Brandon to explain Group X back here. Okay, boom. Let's get rid of that. Let's put this copy paste back here. I feel we're starting to get pretty big on this section though. And I feel that next it would be easier to have this, this, and this. Oh, we know the weapon test is going to happen. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure where to have Brandon explain stuff. Let's move this from here right now, and let's see what happens first. Akio is though going to explain the plan, and then we're going to implement the plan in chapter 10. In all honesty. And that's gonna result in the destruction of that ship. This should be day 3 right here, you guys, just so you know. They're gonna go to sleep tonight. Day 3, they should be approaching the place. The elves already know their location, are on the way to intercept. uh, Obviously we're gonna have to have them ask him about it. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll make sense. Okay, so we all sit quietly. Okay, so this is where we are going to have Brandon explain the elves in Group X. He was always one of the most knowledgeable people. He was he was always knowledgeable when it came. Okay, so this is the great thing. We literally get a still stuff from our stuff up here where we already have these groups explained. And obviously we're not going to still it just like boom, copy paste, but kind of I'm going to copy paste. Okay, so we're going to go up here. And we're going to grab group X. And we'll grab this. Obviously, I'm going to drop some of that out. You know what I'm saying? So let's make up the name for group X at this point, right? What's our human cult that's controlled and loyal to the elves? Oh. Let's get rid of this other underline thing. Excuse me, you guys. You know what? That's right, Drewin-Mar. That's what happens when you're just sitting here, Drewin, the mask. All of a sudden, we have Drewin-Mar. Brandon explained he believed they were Drewin-Mar. Boom. Oh, let's put put a little exclamation in there so it looks more spacey, right? Druin, and let's go with a big letter right here. Drewin-Mar, a faction of humans controlled and loyal to the elves. Alamaniry of elves. Boom. So let me take this back here to our other thing so we can fix this. Faction X is now, boom, Drewin-Mar. I think we can just get rid of that too, but I'm going to leave that as Faction X because I have it back there in the other part, blah, blah. He doesn't need to explain all that, but let's get the religious fanatic part. Copy paste this. Boom, boom. Comma, who. Okay, so let's read this and make sure this makes sense. Bren stood up, as if to gather his thoughts. He was always knowledgeable when it came to almost anything. Oh, you know what? Let's just put he was knowledgeable when it came to almost anything. Brandon explained he believed they were Drewin-Mar, a faction of humans controlled and loyal to the Alamaniry, empire of elves. Oh, I think we can just elves, empire elves. Yeah, let's fix this. And they're completely religious fanatics who forsake all cybernetics and genetic modifications. Fanatics who forsake all. Okay, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Do we want to explain the elves? What do we say? Dun, dun, dun. Brandon explains the elves in Group X. Boom, the Alamaniry. So we're just going to get rid of this right here because we're having that taken care of. Obviously, Daniel's tortured, emo stuff. I might emo stuff at the beginning of the next chapter, just to be honest. We might throw this Daniel, this part, because Akio is going to emerge, right? He's going to explain that. We'll probably throw this over here. Daniel tortured, blah blah. This'll wrap up all this. Emo stuff, blah blah blah. Now we go. Now we're gonna grab the stuff for the Alamaniry, right? Okay, so we grab this. I'm gonna drop this whole baby in there, but then we're gonna kind of edit it to where it makes sense. Boom, boom. This is why all that world building part. Okay. Probably have to adjust the tense of this, but we'll get the information. The Alamari are one of the three elven empires from before the Great War. When the Horrors arrived, believed. Okay, when the Horrors arrived, they believed that it was judgment upon the whole of this plane for the abominations of the humans and the way being lost. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, when the Horrors arrived, they believed that it was judgment upon the whole of this plane for the abominations of the humans, modifying themselves with genetics and technology, and the way being lost by the other elves. Okay, so I think we can cut that off right there. I think we're going to have to turn this into actual speech, though, to be honest. They sought out the power of whores pledging loyalty and sacrifices. You know, I think we can kick this part out where it's the whores part. Over the years, they became twisted. Maybe we leave this all in there. They sought out, oh, a power full whore pledging loyalty and providing sacrifices. Over the years, they became twisted and driven more and more by the dark madness they had given themselves to. Growing more and more powerful. I think we have more and more. Too many more and more. We don't need it. Driven by and driven by the dark madness they had given themselves to. Growing more and more powerful in the use of dark magic. Think we can get rid of that too. Excuse me, you guys. Growing powerful in the use of dark magic. Eh, not exactly loving that. That's a lot for him to throw up. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I feel that that's good right there. You guys feel that that's pretty good? I mean, like, I have to figure out how we're transitioning these. The transition part's going to be the annoying part. Right now, I'm not going to make up a transition, though. So let's look over what has to happen next time. Daniel has already been tortured with the help. Um, so, emo stuff. Okay, so we've got Kyra's emo stuff. Akio lets them in on the stuff. Boom, boom. Okay. Emo stuff. Akio lets them in on the plan. Weapons test. Honestly, there could be some more stuff we want to add into here on chapter 10. I'm honestly not sure what exactly we want to add, not add. Totally want to cut some of this out though. Boom, boom. Chapter 10. I'm going to need a transition back in here, but I don't have it in my head right now to just throw in a transition, you guys, just to be honest. So, Monday, we'll knock out chapter 10, which is going to obviously be a space fight. So, we're not going to kill anybody there. Then, we are at the prison Hulk. The prison Hulk, someone will die. Just to be honest. That's going to happen. I don't know who that's going to be. I assume next Friday that we'll be at the Prison Hog and we'll write up that. We're finally going to get the corporate lady out of the prison thing. I'm going to go with stasis instead of cryo. You know, a stasis prison just because. And outside of that, I think we knocked out some stuff. We have a really solid big chapter here. Yeah, I feel totally okay with this. Okay, so we've got that knocked out. We're all the way, guys. Can you believe we're at chapter 10 already? Just gonna be honest. And I'm gonna tell you, Act 2 and Act 3 are not really gonna be as big as Act 1. Honestly, the act part, I'm gonna erase that stuff later on anyway. There's not gonna be Act 1, Act 2. It's just gonna be chapters. Um, but I knew what I needed to have done in Act 1 in my mind, at least. I don't even know why I used acts. It just it was in a lot of people's writings, so I just was like, oh, act this, act that. Who knows? And this I might turn into him talking, but this literally would be a diatribe. Maybe we have somebody ask a question in here. I'm not really sure how I'm going to transition between these two chapters. That might be something that just happens in revision, to be honest, you guys. Just to be totally true. Real quick, I'm going to find somebody we can raid over to. I'll check, of course, if there is somebody writing. It seems that that's not really a thing where other people are writing. Kind of shocking, you guys. Let's just raid somebody doing Entropia then. Okay. Does anybody have a preference on who we raid here? Do we want to see what they're doing? I don't know who Raiden 78 something is. Let's see what he's doing. I think he's hunting. Okay, I'm gonna raid Raiden. He'll be happy to be raided. You guys be nice and say nice stuff, of course. I do want to thank you guys so much for hanging out, just being epic. You guys make this absolutely fun to do, to be honest. I hope you all have a great weekend. Peace and very best wishes.